Okay, this video is going to be about adding and subtracting fractions. Now, an essential skill in adding and subtracting fractions is being able to find a common denominator. So if you don't know how to do that, please see my video on lowest common denominator. There's a link in the description. Alright, so we're going to take two fractions and add them and subtract them. So we're just going to start with something simple. Now, you can see the bottom numbers here called the denominator are the same. Have to have that to add two fractions together. And then, of course, that reduces by a factor of 2 to 2/3. And this video is not about reducing fractions, but there are examples that the fractions can reduce. We will do that. So, the thing about adding and subtracting fractions is the bottom numbers absolutely have to be the same. So, we have 2/5, that's 5, as one of our fractions. And we want to add it together. With 7/10. We can't just do that. We can't go here and say 5 plus 9 is 15. That's not the way fractions work. We can't add those two together. So what we have to do is we have to make these bottom numbers down here the same. And this one again set up just to be easy, where one of these is a factor of the other. So since one is a factor of the other, we are going to take our 5, and we do it 5 times 2 is 10, but since we did it down here, we got to do it up here too, which winds up giving us 4/10 on the top. And we can have plus 7/10 on the bottom. Now, the bottom numbers, our denominators, match now. So since they match, we can add these two together. So we know we're going to have tenths down here on the bottom because that's what we have here and here. And the same principle is going to apply when we start subtracting. Now all we have to do is add the numerators, top numbers, and 7 plus 4 is 11, I think. Yes, 11. So we have 11/10, and I know that's an improper fraction, but again, this video is not about reducing fractions, so we're just going to leave that as an improper fraction, although it could reduce to 1 1/10 if you want to make it a mixed number. But we'll do another video on reducing fractions and mixed numbers and bringing mixed numbers back to fractions. Right now, this is the concept I want you to concentrate on, finding a common denominator and adding. So, how about subtracting fractions? Same basic concept. Let's take 11, let's make it 11/6. We're going to subtract. Let's make it 10/12. Again, these numbers are set up intentionally to be easy and be factors of one another. But, again, same rule applies. These numbers have to be the same. So, we know that 6 times 2 is 12, and we know since we multiplied this by 2, we have to multiply that by 2 as well. And it's not always going to turn out that you're multiplying by 2, but whatever you do down here, you have to do up here. So, 11 times 2 is 22, and 6 times 2 is 12. So, all right, now, we've got our bottoms, our denominators, I'm sorry, that should have been a 2 right there. My mistake. That really is 12. Now, our bottom numbers are the same, so we know in our answer that, once again, that this is going to be 12ths because we have a 12 here. Now, all we got to do, subtract the top numbers from one another. 22 minus 10 happens to be 12, which anything over itself is 1. But again, the point is getting this concept of finding your common denominator and subtracting. Now, I said if you're having problems finding common denominators, there's a whole separate video that's just about common denominators. This is just on this concept of adding and subtracting fractions. Now, multiplying and dividing fractions is different. That's why there's another video for it, and there should be a link in the description for that as well. Again, if any questions, you can put them in the comments.